Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Happy Monday. It's the start of the week, and we're going to start a new project because we finished the Tiefling ballet dancer in one stream, in like 2 hours or 2 and a bit hours, which was awesome. So people seem to like it. So we are going to continue with another bust from the same creator, from the Belanact range, which are all available on the website. And this time we're going to start with the Fallen Angel, which is personally one of my favourites. Veilreth, hello, hello. Welcome into anyone in the chat already. Thank you very much for swinging by. We're going to dive straight in. And here is the model. It's a really, really nice way. It's a Fallen Angel. You can see where the scar for one of the wings has been ripped off. It's very, very cool. This is actually, like, the full model has a wing still attached, but it's a very, very nice model. So, she's all sprayed, she's all undercoated, and ready to go. And we're just going to dive straight in. I completely forgot to charge my phone. I'm going to go live on TikTok in a minute, but it's at a weird angle. How are you, Veilreth? What are we going to start with? We're going to go colour-wise, I think. Let me just grab some brushes. My go-to brushes. We're going to go pale skin. I kind of want to go blonde or white hair. I want it to all be very kind of light colours, and then we can start playing around with, because she's got a couple of scars on her face and across her chest there, and obviously on the back. So I want it to look as kind of angelic as possible, but then we can go in and not weather essentially, but kind of, you know, show the progression of the character. So yeah, and obviously she's got a fantastic kind of lost expression on her face, but we will get to that in a second. Where's my brush? There we go. Right, we're going to start with Crusader skin? No, we're going to start with Peachy Flesh, actually. We're going to go really light. Really, really light. And we'll hit go live on that. And we're going to use all the same techniques that we used on Friday. That kind of circular dry brushing motion to bring more highlights in. Fortunately, there's a choker there, so we can use that to break up the paint strokes, because when you're working with skin and speed paints, you need to be as quick as possible to avoid those horrible drying lines. So there's the... I'm kind of okay with where all the shade has landed there. Obviously it'll drag down as it dries, but then we can dry brush in afterwards. Big Rig, hey, how's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in anyone on TikTok. We hope you're having a lovely day. Lovely Monday. I hope you had a lovely weekend, everyone. Whatever you were doing and wherever you are in the world. There we go. Okay, so we're pretty happy with that. We'll just make sure we'll take up any of the really, really deep pooling before moving on to the next stage. I think I want to do the... Let's do the body next and do the arms last, because they're going to be the tricky ones, I think. Great Studio, thank you very much. That's incredibly kind. How are you today? Sorry, I've got my phone off to one side, so if I miss comments, I do apologise. But it's on charge and it's at a weird angle. Feel free to swing by the YouTube stream, and then I can definitely see your messages. I will try my best to keep up on TikTok. Okay, right. Let's let those deep pools disappear. I know we've got some bit of paint on the arm there. continue on. So we are working on, this model is called Saphira, and she is one of the Bellanact models available on my website, alchemistmodels.com. These are all in the new releases section. And just putting the base tone of the skin down, and for that we're using Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0 Peachy Flesh. It's the lightest, I believe it's the lightest skin tone they do. Just putting that base tone down so when it dries we can go in and start dry brushing. There we go. So some of the drying patch, some of the shades won't be in the same location when we've finished. Alright, we'll just grab this last section. Start on the shoulder and then we can work down the arm. I think the skin is actually going to be one of the darkest parts on this model when we're finished. I want to keep all the colours really light. It's quite a contrast to the Tiefling Dancer that we worked on Friday, which I'm really happy with how that came out. Have I got enough paint on my palette? I think so. I think we're good. I think we're good. Ooh, difficult to get a bit there. Sorry, Big Rig. I have seen your comment. I've seen you've commented. I haven't read it yet, though. Hang on. Right. We can clean up the stomach when it's dried. We can clean it up with a dry brush. Everything. There's a little bit on the finger there. Thank you very much for the likes over on TikTok. I hope you're all having a lovely day so far. Right, a little bit there. Okay, I think that's good for the skin for now. We'll obviously go in and do some shading in a bit when that's dry. Okay, Big Rick. What would you recommend for highlights on a black dreadnought? I'm going to airbrush first. Ooh, you mentioned the forbidden word, airbrush. I have no idea in regards to airbrushing, because I am rubbish at that entire technique. I've never been able to do it. What would you recommend for highlights on a black dreadnought? You're going to airbrush first. Are you airbrushing the highlight, or are you airbrushing the black? So you can see as it's drying on the arm, it's giving them some weird patterns. Now most of that will disappear when it dries, but the thicker of the kind of deeper shading of it all won't. And that's where we're going to go in and dry brush to just even it out, and then go over with a very thin layer from a speed paint. So I don't necessarily. Do I want to do any touch-ups already? I don't think I do. Because a lot of it will be shading over this. Like the hair's going to be white and or a lighter colour, or unless I make the hair black. That's tempting. It might go white and then black at the roots. I want to give as many subtle indications that she's kind of fallen from grace. Hey Shiny, how's it going? Oh hang on, got an email. What's the email? Ah. Boring email. Boo to that email. So there's the skin tone. So we're just going to keep wicking up these deeper shades that we don't need before they dry. That's probably the most of it. Just a little bit from her back there. Big Reg, I was going to airbrush the highlights over a satin black. Greys are too flat, and I tried purple for shadows. I'm stuck, but not happy with my first Dreadnought, so I thought I'd ask. I reckon it depends if you want subtle shading or you want stark. Hey, Herbalist, sorry, I didn't see your name there. You could go edge highlight rather than you could do a subtle airbrush from above. So you've got black all over, and then you do like a grey airbrush from above, so you hit all the kind of raised sections, and then go on edge highlight with like a light grey. I don't know, wolf grey from Game Color, or something to that effect. That's potentially what I would do. Maybe a walnut brown would look. Oh, what, for the hair? I definitely want to go like white, if not white, blonde, like really blonde. I might even use Howling Sand, pale yellowish grey. I might use that for the hair. Where's the base? Ooh, yeah, that could work. Slightly off-white. There, yeah, that could potentially work. Okay, just waiting for all this skin tone. It's the downside for speed painting on a model, and your first coat covers most of the model, because there's nothing you can do until it dries. Hey, Autumn, how's it going? Yeah, big stretch for Bailey. He's been snoozing all morning. Like a Xenophol from above over the satin black. Yes, yeah. Like, yeah, do a Xenophol with grey, well, like a mid to dark grey over the black, so it's really subtle, and then go edge highlight with a very light grey. Bailey's living the dream. Yeah, it's a weird dream, but he's living it. When I was done with my latest digital mini in the painting phase. I saw the one you put in yesterday or over the weekend, I think, possibly. Too busy to watch today and popping in to boost the stats. Autumn, thank you very much. That's very kind. That's very kind of you. Okay. I reckon we're going to take some white, because I've got some white left over here, which is still dry. I'm just going to start touching up around the hair. I think Howling Sand for the hair would work quite well. Now, because we're working with lots of very light colours, we have to be quite strict on, like, sometimes I can hide mistakes in the shadows, but there's not going to be that many shadows on this model. So we'll have to be quite strict in that way. But I hope everyone's had a lovely weekend, whatever you've been doing. I've had a really busy weekend. Saturday I ended up going to an outdoor pool, and then ending up going to like a farm. I don't know how to describe it. It's like there's loads of farm animals, and there's ice cream, there's nice food, and it's a nice walk. And then yesterday was just like D&D and board games. Very chilled out, very busy, but very chilled out. And I've got 2 sessions left with my D&D group, the one that I'm running the game for, before we meet in person for the final 2 sessions. Which is marginally terrifying, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to break them emotionally. In a good way, but still. I have warned them. Okay, so we're just going around the edges of the hair wherever the skin tone has gone over. In preparation for the howling sand. And then we're going to be really, I think, really careful with the shades for the skin going forward. There we go. I don't mind having a little bit of skin shade going through there, that's fine. I am tempted to actually go and paint all of these busts because they're really, really fun to paint. But I've also got lots of other models that are coming out soon. Velreth, TTRPGs I want to play such niches with a niche that most people haven't heard of them. I mean, that's the downside of going to the niche route is you're usually the one that finds it, and then you've got to introduce it to everyone, which is fine, but I think that's the good thing about I know you're not a fan of D&D, but I think that's one of the good things about it is a lot of people have like a reference point that they can start with, which is very useful for especially like brand new players. Still undecided on the top colour. Kind of want it white. Kind of like it just being white. No, we'll play around. We'll play around. And funny thing, this will not be the last time that I paint this top white in a touch-up kind of phase. So I think next for the skin is we're gonna go in with a little bit of shading, and then after that, that's when we'll hit it with the dry brush and start blending it in. Okay. Games Kamigakari, Battle Century, Flight Robot. Yep, no, never heard of any of those. Go. Just go around the choker. This is more just for, I know that I'm going to go over these lines at some point. It's just more for me to kind of get a sense of the model. So if I have to repaint bits, then so be it. That's fine, I don't mind doing that. How are we doing drying wise? I think I can probably start working on the face for shading. I don't know whether I want to do that while the rest of it's dry. We haven't got enough that's dry to work with at the moment. This is where having a hairdryer would be useful. I admit that now. I do admit that. Okay. Let's have a look. What kind of skin colour can I shade with? Probably going down to Crusader skin. Pale reddish brown? Yeah, pale reddish brown. That sounds good. Let's grab my blending brush. Even that is maybe stretching it a little bit. Hey, Spotty! You don't have a hairdryer, I'm shocked. Wow, wow. The one thing that Spotty says in chat is abuse. Funny that. How you doing, buddy? Vereth. Kamigakari is an anime-themed 2D RPG where the players are teen to early 20s magical fighters in Japan who hunt down evil gods and destroy them to protect the world from destruction. Sounds like a lot of animes. Is there a particular game mechanic that kind of makes it different? Okay, I know that I just painted their hair white, but we are just gonna do this. Okay, just darken that a little bit. That flow and see what that looks like when it's dried. I mean, that might take a couple of coats with that method. I am me. Interesting, you gave the skin a white undercoat over red. Well, instead red. So I always work from either a white undercoat or a black and then dry brushed white undercoat. Because I work with a lot of speed paints and contrast, and I like working with a bright base and then shade down from there. It's kind of like watercolor painting. Shock is fine. It's that 3 months where it's kind of cold. Kind of cold for Australia is just like really nice weather. It's a character class that makes their own magic phone apps. That's really anime. I like it. I like it. Welcome in everyone on TikTok. If you joined recently, we've just started work on Saphira. It's the one of the new models available on my website. And I need a little bit more of this Crusader skin paint. But yeah, this style of painting, I think it's quite similar to watercolor painting, which is quite fun. It's very satisfying when it goes right. When it goes wrong, it's not satisfying at all. When it goes right, it's very satisfying. Oh, it's 9 degrees Celsius. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cold. Put stuff in whips that I need help with. I will take a look after the stream, so I want to crack on with this at the moment, Shiny, but I'll have a look. Never heard speed paints as water paints is a good way to think about it. Yeah, I think especially the army painter speed paints, because they are so much they're a lot runnier than contrast. Contrast are kind of like runny gel. Speed paints from army painter are they act like watercolors. So I think it is an apt description. So my main thing is I will put the base tones down, start the shades, and then I'll go in with some dry brushing to help blend it in and get rid of those drying marks. You won some contrast paint at store anniversary? Ooh, which ones did you get? Spottius, Hedgehog is messaging me, but I can't respond because I have to close the stream to do it. Are you watching on your phone? Is he torturing you? Hedgehog never tortures you. Surely not. Surely not. That doesn't sound right. Appreciate the dog cam. Yeah, so this is Bailey. It's my rescue hound, stream dog, bestest boy on the internet. I will take no further questions about that. Yeah, dog cam was paid for the community because they wanted to see more Bailey. Whose Sigs used to be at the red at the mouth tip if you want some retro flair. I kind of want it's not cyberpunk. I don't feel like it's cyberpunk. I kind of want that kind of 90s grunge look. I think that's the vibe that I'm going for this. Yeah, I think like 90s grunge. Alright, let's just start putting a little bit of shading under here. Might have to do a couple of coats of this. Ooh, don't run. The trick with these speed paints, because they run, you've got to be careful how you're holding the model while it's drying, because otherwise it will just shade the wrong part. There's a big pool in there. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's white. That's where it wasn't dry, and I put more on it, so it's wicked all of the paint off. So I'll have to wait until that's really dry until I go back in there. Hey, how's it going? Mort Mini Painting, thank you very much. How's it going? 90s grunge, very original over cyberpunk. Let me just pick up the contrast paint of the floor. You got Creed camo, which yeah, I know Creed camo. Creed camo is really useful. It's really useful actually. You can have it. There's a lot of application for that. Spotty, he's doing the most hedgehog thing possible, using my own words and actions against me. Well then, stop giving him ammunition. Just noticed anime is the theme of all my favourite niche TTRPGs. I could have told you that. Yeah, definitely anime is a theme for you. Okay. That's that. We're just going to hold the mini there so it flows back up a little bit. GW parts, yeah, I concur. Fortunately, speed paint comes with dropper bottles. I think GW and I want to say P3 are the only ones that still use that kind of flip top pot. Ooh, that's a lot of pooling. But I think even P3 might have moved away from it. I don't know. GWP3, War Colours, and Cote d'Arms. Ah, Cote d'Arms, there's a name I haven't heard in years. GW and their pots, a long story. Yeah. Blend that out. That's going to be a dry brush to blend that. Unfortunately, I'm working the paint while it's still wet, and it's not what you want to do. So, is there anything you can? I'm creating a lot of pooling at the moment, a lot of drying lines, which are all going to have to be dry brushed out. But that's fine. We're just kind of sketching in This is a very weird way of painting because I'm kind of sketching with water on a 3D miniature, which just has its own challenges, shall we say. I should have grabbed another mini to paint alongside this because it's going to be just a lot of drying time for this. You watch too much YouTube. Waiting on either 1001 Ultra Krill? Oh, the Rogue Hobbies line from Monument Hobbies. All of those incredibly vibrant paints from Louise, yeah. Let's just start moving that up there. So you can see these kind of almost tea-stained watermarks. It's where it's dried on a solid line. So we'll work that out with some dry brushing. That's fine. That's all good. Don't really want to use paints without pigment labels anymore. How do you mean pigment labels? Yeah, but I'm all about vibrancy. You want to see something really vibrant? While that's drying. I did a video a couple of weeks ago about using fluorescent pigments and then mixing it with speed paint medium, and the result was fairly extreme. Now these might not even show up properly on camera because they're that vibrant. Sorry, model. So, you want really vibrant? That's fluorescent yellow and fluorescent... the camera doesn't do it justice, but fluorescent yellow and fluorescent pink pigments with speed paint medium. The camera does not do it justice at all. They are so bright. And I love them. They're great. You can see the process. There's a video on my YouTube. But yes, very, very vibrant. Spottius, have gym tomorrow. Need some human person sleeps. No worries, Spottius. Thanks for swinging by. We'll see you soon, buddy. Okay. Hurry up and dry so I can dry brush you. Do I have another model that I can paint at the same time while this is drying? Not undercoated. That's annoying. Do I have anything sprayed? I must have something sprayed. Oh, I can get these done actually. I could get these done because these have been sitting on my desk for a bit. I just need to finish up the bases of them. So we'll move her over to one side to start drying. Because otherwise you're just going to sit here watching paint dry, and that's not fun to anyone. Is that paint water? Are you the brave? No. Not paint water. Brave / foolish. No, that is ginger ale. Or ginger beer, or whatever you want to call it. I've got some white. So these are some models painted up a while ago. I just need to finish their bases because they've just been staring at me for a little bit. And these are the Demon Smiths from the classic fantasy range. I'm just putting a little bit of white on the base because then we tint that green and it gives kind of like a glowing effect. It's kind of like a warpstone-y type vibe. Put it there. just need to blend it in a little bit with a damp brush. And then the rest of the blending comes from the green. So we're kind of stippling it and... Wet stippling? Is that a thing? Is wet stippling a thing? It will achieve the same kind of glow that you can see on the hammer and the helmet there. And then we've got the mortar, so those are all the crew, and then we've got the mortar itself. I'm really happy with how this came out, actually. We'll go back to the bust as soon as it's dried. And then at some point today, during the stream, I will throw some green on this base to finally finish it, and then I can take some product photos for it. A little bit of white, a little bit more white, just make it a little stronger. Because otherwise the green just won't pick up on it that much. Because that white, as it bleeds in, it does lose its vibrancy, potency, I guess. Just a little bit of a bright section in the center to help that glowing effect. Cool. Right, hopefully that would have taken long enough for some of the skin tone to dry. Ah, it's still wet in sections. Okay, I'm going to start dry brushing the outer sections. Oh my god, it's still wet. Right, we'll just take up the excess because we don't need it. Using a clean brush to wick up all that excess. We can go back and shade it in a little bit later if we need to, which I might use contrast for because it's a little less watery. So now we've got that, we're going to take a very, very light dry brush, very small dry brush, sorry. This one. Big hint or big tip for people. Go get some makeup brushes, cheap makeup brushes. They're great for dry brushing. Right, let's get rid of that. Get some fresh kitchen roll. Add a little bit of water onto the kitchen roll just to make it so it doesn't take all of the moisture out of the white, and we want barely any paint on this brush. We'll do circular motions on the highlight sections. And this will do two things. This will give us a secondary base to work from. So we can go back in and put another colour over it, should we need it. And it just blends in, or starts to blend in, any of those really ugly drying lines. So we're going to focus on the raised sections, the chin here, the nose, the cheekbone, top of the forehead, on this section, not underneath the hair. very, very, very gentle, because if we're not, we can take up some of the paint, and that's the last thing we want. Take up some of that skin tone, and then we kind of have to start again, which would suck. Nick the Mrs. XS makeup brushes. I'm not condoning it, but yeah, sure, that works. Fortunately, cheap makeup brushes are cheap enough. You know, I think these came from Tesco, I think. A pack of 5 or 6 cost me £8, and they're great. They're probably the best dry brushes I've ever used. Yeah, Poundland works as well, yeah, any kind of discount shop. So we're just going to put a little bit under here, because that's some really bad pooling. I'd almost be tempted to send that back to almost white. Although we could go harsh shading on it, so we might do that with contrast paint, because it will have a bit more staying power. Thank you very much for all the likes and the follows over on TikTok, by the way. Much appreciated. If you want a better view and some more cameras, then feel free to come over to the YouTube stream. You can find the link in my bio. Ooh, hello. Or just search Alchemist Models on YouTube. Just very, very carefully start dry brushing and blending in on the stomach. And you can see that skin texture just subtly disappear, or at least reduce under that. And at the moment it looks a little too chalky, like that's not a right skin tone. But we can go over with a thin down contrast or speed paint afterwards of the same colour, and it will act as a highlight. There we go. A little bit there. Yeah, I think I'm going to use contrast to do the rest of the shading. It'll give me a little bit more control. It'll also dry a little quicker as well. Okay. Just want to get the worst of the obvious paint dry marks gone. I think underneath this arm we're going to send it really dark, mainly to hide that awful paint drying mark. Now, what is the colour? Ooh, do I shade with... Ooh, pale brown? No, not pale brown. think we'll go pastel salmon. That could be a cool colour to do this with. Maybe that will work. I don't think I've ever been accused of planning out my paint jobs. So we've got pastel salmon, which is a very light orange. I don't know whether... Let's see what the tone is like. That's a little too pink. No, let's just do peachy flesh. Let's go back to peachy flesh, water it down, and just do essentially a glaze over the top. Water that down even more so. Do a very light glaze. And that just kind of takes the edge off the white. While blending into the existing colour. So we don't want this enough paint to kind of flow into the recesses like speed paint is kind of designed to do. We're just using it as a glaze at the moment. Hey, thank you very much for the likes and the follows over on TikTok. There we go, we're getting a bit more colour back in there. We're going to go in with some pinks and greens and things like that to put a bit more texture into the skin. We'll just do this first. And a bit more water. A little bit too much on the brush. And we're just tinting that white that we've put in. If it takes multiple passes, that's fine. We're working quite thin paint at the moment, so it doesn't take long to dry. There we go. Accumulated craft. Do you make them yourselves? As in, do I sculpt these? No, I don't. I don't sculpt these. I run a 3D printing business, and I own commercial licenses, so I can print and sell the models. I would love to be able to 3D sculpt. I'd love to learn it, but unfortunately, there's only so many hours in the day, and my time is taken up with the shop and painting, which I'm kind of okay with. I'd love to learn a new skill like 3D sculpting, but yeah, like I said, not enough time, not enough spare time. So I'm happy with just kind of painting other people's models, essentially. There we go. Right. So that softened out the skin a little bit. Made it a little bit more even. So the next stage for the skin would be going in with a contrast paint and darkening down those real shadowy sections. I'm just going in with the peachy flesh for a real subtle shade on this side of the face, because it's kind of shaded by the hair. There we go. And just put a little bit underneath the chin as well, around that jawline, underneath the jawline. So no, these models are sculpted and created by a creator called Bella Nacht. You can find them on Patreon. But if you don't have a 3D printer of for yourself, you can get these models, this model and others, through my website, alchemistmodels.com. God, the colour balance on my phone is well off. I apologise, TikTok, but it looks very yellow on my phone, or it does to me. But that's not how it looks like in real life. Okay, that skin tone's coming along nicely. Let's put a little bit more subtle shading around the back. A little around the hairline. There we go. Just put a little bit more shading around the stomach, defining the abs a little bit. Yeah, not by that. Cool. All right. Yeah, that my dragons look different on the live than in front of me. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's really annoying. I mean, I'm live on YouTube, and it's a lot, like, the camera quality is a lot better. Or it's more accurate, if nothing else. My dog is completely zonked out. Okay, a little bit on that thumb that I can't quite get from any angle. Oh, there you go. From that angle works. Okay. We're almost dry enough to start shading them with contrast. Now let's pick a contrast, shall we? Snakebite leather. That might be slightly too dark. Maybe Agros Dunes. That could work. That could work. Thank you, Accumulated Craft. It's very kind of you. It's a really, really nice sculpt. Actually, while it's drying, I'll show you the sculpt that I painted on Friday. From the same creator. This one is Shara. Really, really... this is one of my favourite sculpts. It's got so much movement to it. And these are actually busts of kind of full models. I'll be offering these in 32mm and 75mm as well. Yeah, I really, really like this model. And it was painted using all the same techniques as well. So, shading. I kind of want to go Agros Dunes. I think that might work. Maybe? It's got that orange feel to it. Okay, let's try it. We'll have to thin it down quite considerably. Let's give it a go. Do we want to use this brush? No, we don't. We want to use a slightly not as nice brush. And let's try it on the underside. Ooh, actually, that's giving out quite a nice tone. It's not as dark as I wanted, but it gives an interesting tone. I might go in afterwards. That's kind of giving a nice orangey tone. I like that. Ooh, okay. Intriguing. Intriguing. Not what I intended, but kind of cool. Yeah, okay, alright. We'll continue with this and see what happens. It's a lot more dirtier, I guess would be the term. It's a lot more brown, but I kind of dig it. Actually, since we were going for that 90s grunge vibe, yeah, I think that kind of works. I need to really darken this because I've messed up underneath that on that section there. But it's fine. We can fix. We can fix. But yeah, kind of arty 90s grungy kind of look to her. I don't know whether there's a load of water up in this section here, but it's just not taking paint. So let's just go in with a dry brush and just wick up everything that's there. I think there's just like a section of water that just got trapped and it's just stopping the paint taking. Is it just my army painter set, or they often have a slightly different colour than pictured on the bottle? Yeah, I mean, I never go off the picture of something on the bottle because print colors and paint colors can vary massively. So I use that as a very loose idea of what it could be. I don't think that's just army painter. I think that's just kind of paint pots in general. Okay, let's put a little bit here. Bit around the back here. Oh, TikTok's wanting me to make sure I'm still alive. There we go. Okay, need a little bit more paint. Oh, thank you very much for the gift. Much appreciated. Didn't understand at all, was there holy white? Yeah, they've got blinding light and holy white, and to me, there's not much different. One's white, one's slightly greyish white. There's very little difference. There is a difference, but not enough to really notice, I don't think. Thank you very much for all those gifts. That's very kind. To those of you on TikTok, do feel free to come over onto YouTube. You do have better cameras over here. I'll just put a little bit of this brown under the strap and down the spine. This is taking a different shape than I thought it would, but it's a welcome shape. I'm kind of digging it. Adding this kind of brown does make her look slightly sickly, which I think works for kind of like a grungy fallen angel. And you add some scarring and bruising in around the back as well. Going to give quite a nice effect, I think. There we go. A little bit in the crook of the arm there. I do think there's going to be sections on this model where we'll go in with a darker colour. A darker brown, just to... because this is changing the tone of the skin, but I'd still need to act as a shade like that. That's really ugly. We need to fix that badly. That might end up just being like a repaint dry brush over to fix that. There, and a little bit more of the shade here. Yeah, I like that. We'll have to wait for the skin to dry like completely, which I don't think this is going to be a one and done, one stream and done, because I need some of this to dry and then go back, like properly dry, and then go back in with some deeper shades. Overlord, need to get back into painting? Yes, absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. Is it miniature painting that you were doing, like Warhammer, or this kind of display stuff, or what were you working on before? Okay. I want to add some pinks. I think today we're just going to work on the skin tone. I want to throw some pinks in. It's going to be some subtle pinks. We're going to use Moonlight Coral, which is the same that we used on the Shara model. And we're going back to speed paint, so it's going to be a little bit more runny. Overlord, Warhammer 40k and dioramas for 7-inch figures. Oh, kind of like action figures. The like Star Wars, Black Series, that kind of stuff. Very cool. And yes, I concur. Yes, you should get back to painting. Let's use a little bit more of a detail brush on this one. really water this down because you don't want any kind of drying marks with this part. If we do, that's fine. If we end up with some drying marks, that's fine. We can dry brush them in, but ideally not. Tried Necrons, but very boring. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Is it just 40k that interests you? I mean, there's lots of other models out there. Use Volpus pink on the scarring on the back. A little bit of pink in the hands as well. Only been 40k with miniatures so far. I do want Marvel and Game of Thrones. Oh, the Marvel Crisis Protocol and the new Game of Thrones Night models. Yeah, those models look really nice. I'm a big fan of their Batman range. I'd love to get some more of those. I've got the starter set and I've painted Batman himself, but I haven't got the rest of them done yet. There you go, that pink has really put a bit more colour into her face. What we'll do is I need a little bit of peachy flesh to shade her ear. I've missed a bit of that. Not much, just a little bit. Add a little bit of depth in there, it's looking a little too light. There we go. Go back to that Moonlake Coral. Nice and wet on the brush. And then we'll put a little bit around the hairline. Go. And then I don't think I want to put any more pink anywhere else. I don't think so. There's definitely some touch-ups that need to, like there's a section around here where there's a shade line on her arm there that doesn't work, and then obviously underneath this arm is ugly as hell. But the rest of it is kind of okay. They've got some really dark shading that needs to happen, but we need to wait for that to dry. I've only used Citadel, Vallejo, and Army Painter, but your paints are looking nice. I mean, these are Citadel and Army Painter, but they're the speed paint and contrast range. It's very different. I likened it earlier when someone was talking about them. We were saying it's like painting with watercolors, but on a 3D miniature, which presents its own challenges. I'm gonna add a little bit of white. White or yeah. I'm gonna go white. I'm gonna do a little bit of a trick. I'm gonna put a little bit of white on there, and then grab a little bit of the skin tone, mix it in, and just blend that section. So it's a bit of an ugly line. hopefully ease that out a little bit. Contrast plate, yeah, I haven't tried them yet. It's the fast way, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it was designed as you hit your midtones, your shades, and your highlights all at the same time. That's essentially what it is. But you can take it a lot further. Like this, but this was painted just speed paints and contrast paint. There's no traditional acrylics on this at all. But it's layering it up in very... I don't say it's not always fine layers. It's mucking. I've just been mucking around, to be honest. And having fun with it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like under that arm here, didn't work at all. It pulled in all the wrong places. I have to go back and essentially, I might just do that now. Actually, just repaint that arm. Or just blend it out. Because no amount of dry brushing was gonna save that. So we'll just blend out those edges, and we'll just start again on that underarm. Don't drop the model. And then there was a section. No, that we can deal with separately. What model is this? This is Sephira. It's from a creator called Bella Nact, but you can get it on my website, alchemistmodels.com. I run a 3D printing business, so this is a 3D print along with the other one, another one from the range, which is I painted on Friday, and that's all finished. But these are in the new releases section on my website. I listed them on Friday morning. It's a bust of a full model that will be available soon, and she's kind of crouching on these, like a crate, a kind of stack of pallet crates. And the full model actually has one like angel wing coming out here, and the other one's being ripped off, and you can see the scarring there. Do I do custom models? No, I don't sculpt these models. I mentioned to someone earlier that I just don't have the time to learn 3D sculpting. I'd love to, but I don't. I do custom prints though, so if there's something that you're after that you can't find on my website, drop me an email. If you have the 3D print files, I can print them for you as a one-off job and then ship them out to you. So if that's if you mean that, then drop me a message. Drop me an email through the contact page on the website. But no, I don't do custom sculpting. But there are plenty of creators out there that do. Do I want to go Cygor Brown? No, I want to go. Yeah, I want to go Cygor Brown with this actually. Yes, I do. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Right, let's go back to Peachy Flesh. If you want a slightly better view, those of you over on TikTok, then feel free to come over to YouTube. That's where majority of my content is now. And you get better cameras over here. Right, we'll just do a couple of thin coats of Peachy Flesh over that touch up that we've done. It went onto her stomach. Oh. Oh, that's annoying. I just ate speed paints and it doesn't taste very nice. Gross. There we go. Okay. Oh, for God's sake. This arm is just not working at all. I try and fix it, and it just makes it worse in another section. Damn it, paint, behave. Patience to do all the layering. Oh, this is like quick speed layering. This isn't proper layering. This is cheaty layering. But thank you. I'll take the compliment. Yeah, that pink's really kind of brought out her features. I might do a little bit underneath the eyebrows. If it's still wet enough, yeah, it is. Just about. There we go. And a little bit on the lips, a little bit more. What's time? We're looking at 17 minutes past 5. So TikTok, you got about 10 more minutes of me, and then I'll be wholly over on YouTube. So if you want to continue watching after that, then you're going to have to come over to the YouTube channel. You can find the link in my bio. Kind of sorting out that arm. I'll just have to do lots of thin layers to correct it from the mess up earlier. I think the issue is I'm trying to paint while the previous layer is still wet and it's not working for me. So it might be that because of this model I might have to do a slightly shorter stream because it's just taking slightly longer than I'd hoped to dry in certain sections. I'm liking how the skin tone is coming out already. I'm definitely vibing with the kind of grunge 90s look. I think that's working. Yajari! Oh, you've just turned up. Alright, just for you, Yajari, I'll stay on. There we go. How are you? A little bit inside that arm. Increase the shade on there. Doing good. Did mow the lawn of my new place today. Hey, well, hang on. Be careful, because last time you were anywhere near a lawnmower, it didn't end well. How's the new place looking? Awful right now. We ripped out everything? Oh, really? Have you taken it back to a shell? Damn. That's just too wet to work at the moment. This really needs to dry for an hour or so. Oh, to get new electrics in. Also new central... Right, okay, wow, yeah. Proper... Is it a proper fixer-upper? Okay. What I can do is I can... I don't even bother going round the white to touch up. There's no real point because it'll just get mucky again. What to do? It's proper. Only the shell is old, but internally it's practically a new house. Oh, okay, all right. It'll look old, but inside it will be new age and futuristic. I like that. Okay. I don't know what to do with this now because it's not dry in the right places. I might be able to actually go with... Oh, it's too wet in there. There's some water just hiding around the back of her neck, which is just preventing anything from drying, so... I'll have to do that section another day when this is fully dried. Determine that the roof of the barns can handle the additional load of... Oh, you're getting solar panels? Nice! I'm very jealous of your newfound home. Sounds incredible. Right. Do I want to go as dark as Cygor Brown? Or Garrett Sewer might actually be a better shout. Let's try Garrett Sewer. Let's try it and see what happens. So guess what we'll be installing on those? Jesus. Sounds like an insane project. So we've gone really dark on in the recesses. I like it. Yes, ultimate shading. Only 7,500 watt modules. 70 of them. How big's that roof? What colour do you intend for the hair? I'm thinking... I was going to say white, but I reckon I kind of want to go Howling Sand, because she's a fallen angel, right? Hence the big scar, wing scar on her back. I think a kind of off-white Howling Sand, and 3 roofs, dear lord. Yeah, Howling Sand, and then in the at her roots, go with like a real dark brown, something like that. Same coloured as Elf. Oh, similar actually. Yeah, yeah. Similar hair colour. Yes. But for this, I was saying earlier that this I've gone for a kind of 90s grunge look. So essentially your hair colour. Yeah. Wait, am I just painting you? I've just realised this. I think I might just be painting you. Huh. Right, TikTok, we're coming to the end of our time together, I'm afraid. If you want to continue watching the stream, head over to YouTube. You can find the link in my bio, but if you don't want to do that, then thank you very much for swinging by, and I will see you Friday when I stream next. Adios. Right. Let's go. that out of here. Wow, that's hot. The city could be. Oh, really? Am I? I am just painting you, aren't I? Okay. All right. Hey, Yajari, in a completely unrelated note, do you want to buy a model that looks like you and is painted like you? I'll let you know when it's finished. Oh yeah. Drop me the DM. Which one was the one that you wanted doing? I've gone really dark with the shading on this, but I'm intrigued to see how it'll pan out. Too wet, too wet. I think if I've sent the shade that dark under there, then I need to really up the shading everywhere else. Okay, alright. Let's double down. And then maybe some... Intriguing. This has gone in an unexpected direction that I'm kind of okay with. Yeah, no worries, Jerry. I'm going to be live for the next half an hour, roughly, depending on how much I can actually realistically do to this model. So if I've gone that dark under there, it kind of needs to be definitely that dark underneath this arm. Ooh. Really giving into that kind of fallen angel vibe. I'm going to try it. Hopefully it's not too watery up there. Good. Might need another coat, but that's fine. Ooh, okay. Extreme shading with Garagaxur is now a new favourite thing. Oh, it's got a little. We've got a little watermark there, so we have to dry brush that out. That's annoying. Oh well. font. Yes, we like. Yeah, I think having like a bright top, maybe sticking with white would really help this. Be quite a contrast, because I thought the skin was going to be much lighter than this, but apparently not. A little bit of shade there. Under that collarbone. Side. And this is why we don't paint the white t-shirt or the white top first. Right. Any sections under here that needs doing? Yes. There. Make sure the shadows actually make sense. Creating that shadow, that's that there, that's there. This is kind of, I know I keep going back to his work, but Roman Lepart does a kind of this style. So I have to tag him in this and go, yeah, sorry, I stole your style again, sorry. Soz. Okay, need to do a little bit. Oh, this is going to be an awkward one. There. There we go. I'll just take it off that bicep. Yeah. Because I'm going to be photoing it from this point, so that kind of works. That's pretty much a little bit around this section here. Tease that out. And do a tiny watered down section around the scarring. Cool. Okay. This has gone in a very different direction. Well, I'm cool with it. I am cool with it. Funny part is I do have a pretty large scar on your left collarbone. Really? I'm just painting you. This is hilarious. This is amazing. Okay. All right. Is there anything else I should know before I paint the next bit? Okay. And to do a little bit of dry brushing, just to ease out some of those lines. This brush? Yeah, this has got a little bit more control. Add in some more highlights. So if we've got extreme shadow, we're going to go extreme highlights as well. So top of this arm, top of this forearm here, this shoulder, that collarbone, top of this hand, and we'll just ease out this line here. I don't think that. Oh, that should work. I don't know why that's not working. The redeems aren't great over on YouTube, unfortunately. So just go to the website. You know it. To really brighten up this part of the face. Bottom of the abs there, and a little bit round the sides. Okay. Interesting. All right. What's the time? 20 minutes. Kind of happy with that skin. I might just start touching up the white now, actually. Where's the paint? There it is. And we'll do this incredibly carefully. It looks grimy without being too grimy. That is the right amount of grimy. That is the grimy that I was aiming for. Actually, that can probably just go straight black. So it's going to be a black choker. In before he slaps the grime paint on. What? I don't have an obsession with rattling grime. I don't know what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about. Me neither, so okay. Or do I focus on that, or do I do the hair? I've got 19 minutes. Let's... it's not going to dry in time for the hair, so we won't do the hair today. So we'll just essentially we'll get everything touched up, ready for the next stage. Did you find the model that you were after, Yujari? Is it Zana, the one that you're after? Back to mowing the lawn. 40 HP, 40 horsepower John Deere makes quick work of 2 hectares of land. You've gone proper farm, haven't you? Proper farm girl. You're going to get a tractor next time. Are you going to get animals? Are you going to get some chickens? Please get chickens. Yes and no. I am debating if I want you to combine 2 models into a diorama of some sort. Ooh! Actually, I know... Ooh, okay, alright. So, I know of two models in that collection that would work very well together in their full forms. It's basically this one and Kaya. Because this one's sitting on some pallets with a wing, and I would have had Kaya over, like, standing on the pallets behind. But I'm intrigued to what your thoughts are. We'll get no chickens, but rather... Oh, okay, yes. Yes, ducks. Yes to the ducks. I approve of ducks. Snail eating force, yes. SEAL Team Quack. Please get them little SWAT, or Germany's equivalent of SWAT outfits. SEAL Team Quack. I'll be devastated if you don't call them SEAL Team Quack now. so this is going to need another coat. I kind of like the white top. I'm thinking I'm white top. Seals would be KSK. SWAT would be GS9. GSG9? Okay. What's KSK? Is that Special Forces? Or a form of Special Forces? Oh, I see. US Navy SEALs would be German KSK. SWAT would be GS9. Right, okay. GSG9, right. I gotcha. Commando Spezialkraft. I'm not even going to attempt that one. Grenzschutzgruppe? I just butchered the German language. Did my pronunciation make you wince? I apologise. Border Patrol Group 9. Oh, okay. Okay. We are so good with naming things. Is that a little bit of sarcasm there by any chance? Yeah, I'm kind of just digging. It depends how the hair's going to turn up, I think. And then there is Mech, M-E-K. What's that? What, pray tell, is that? Just going around the base of the hair, because I think Howling Sand is the way to go for the hair. Special Forces, the BK, basically another SWAT type. Right, okay. Oh my god, how many Special Forces does Germany have? Dear Lord. To be fair, I don't know how many Special Forces the UK has. No idea. Our worlds are very, very different, Yujari. Okay, let's go around the back here. Okay, military, GSG9, Border Patrol, MEK, normal right, okay, I see. I gotcha. I think this model is going to photo quite well with a black background. I don't know whether to over-exaggerate the glow from the cigarette and have a bit of OSL, but I don't think that's going to be... Well, maybe actually. If I've got the shadows that dark, maybe, possibly. God, I'm learning all about German special forces and security. Ijari is teaching me all these worldwide things. That's the wrong term, but you know what I mean. Very careful around the skin. Okay, almost finished touching up the hair. We'll need another pass afterwards, but I don't think we'll get a chance to do that today. But I'm very happy with how she's coming along. GSG9's famous in there. I think I've heard of GSG9. I do think I've heard of them. They're even highly regarded by the UK's SAS, and that's some achievement. Yeah, I've heard that our SAS are pretty up there in the world's kind of special forces lists. I'm pretty well respected. See, I've said that Friday is the chill out stream. I think all streams are now chill out streams, which I'm kind of okay with. I'm okay with this. I think what I used to do before, when I was over on Twitch, it was all a bit mental, and you know, the exercise redeems and the crazy sound alerts and everything like that, while fun, and it was fun. It does burn you out a little bit. Well, it burnt me out. I'm sure there are other people. I know there are other people who can keep going a lot longer with that kind of thing. One off-duty SAS single-handedly made a terror attack on a mall go bust because he led the cold forces into that mall and took out the terrorists by himself. Jesus Christ. I know there's another guy, I can't remember whose name or where it was or anything like that, but he took out an attack on a whole hotel or something. It was around the Middle East, but I can't remember where exactly, I'm afraid. Right. I think that's as much as I can get done today. Actually, I'll just put a little bit of white on those jewellery. Those bits of jewellery. Yeah, that did. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you know the... Oh, is that the same? No, it's not the same guy, is it? Because I thought it was a hotel, not a mall. Oh yeah, no, it was I thought it was a hotel. It was like an apartment block or a hotel or something like that. Yeah, I watched parts of the interview. Oh, actually, I'll do the eyebrows as well while I'm here. she's also got a septum piercing. No! Messed up. Fix the mess up. Fix the mess up. Mess up fix. Cool. Literally a one-man up. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a scary tale. Ooh, do I dare? Do I do it? Do I dare? Do I dare? While I've got the white, I'm just going to do the pupil, or the whites of the eyes. While they're here. The government treats him poorly. What? Because it was like an unsanctioned thing. Which government? The UK government or just in general? UK Gov. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because he went rogue. It was unsanctioned. He did the right thing, but it was unsanctioned. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's essentially like classed as vigilantism, whatever the word is, vigilante justice. To a degree. Cool. Okay. Well, that kind of gives me a jumping off point for next time. Yeah, yeah. Locals definitely grateful. Yeah, no. I think the people who matter are very appreciative of what that guy did. Or didn't do. Quotation marks. Yes. Right. I'm going to call it there. It's 6 o'clock on the dot. Boom. There we go. But there is Saphira. The skin tone has gone very differently to what I thought it might. But I'm totally okay with it, actually. Yeah, totally okay with that. So we'll probably finish her on Friday. I think there's enough for one stream to get done. When you add in the scarring, the hair, the jewellery, more details on the face, whatever I'm going to do with the top. Basically a Yajari in not her natural form. Yes, this is the Fallen Angel Yajari. Should I change the listing name? You're just going to be a product on my website. But yeah, so there you go. That is Saphira. And I will finish her on Friday. You can pick up the model on alchemistmodels.com. It's currently in the new releases section, or you can look under the Belladnacht section. Section? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that. You want pennies then? Then the official name of that model is Zafira. Sorry, it's not Yajari. That would be weird. Anyway, thank you very much to everyone who's come and hung out today. Yeah, Mondays are just becoming a chill out stream as well. So maybe that's just the thing going forward. If you've enjoyed the content and you're not already, then please do subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to put out more and more video content. I might see if I can get a video done this week. I'm not sure what of. Maybe a tutorial, possibly. Not sure. I do need to do one for orc skin. People have been requesting that, so maybe I'll do that. But apart from that, I'll be back on Friday streaming again. We'll finish off Zafira. Yujari, you have a lovely evening. I'm assuming it's evening time for you now, isn't it? And yeah, let me know what your ideas about that commission will be. I'm going to go feed a dog. Have a lovely week, everyone, and I will see you soon. Bye.